Now, Arthur C. Clarke once said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So I'd like to take you on my magical journey. When I was 7 or 8, some student brought to school a battery with a wire, and it just glowed and became very hot and so on. It was indistinguishable from magic and stuck in my mind. Now, skip forward to when I was 16. I was doing a science project on spark spectroscopy, and in the darkness I was looking, and at the end of a coil, this glow surrounded the top of this coil. It was just amazing, like a wizard's staff or something like that. And there's another magical moment. I can still remember it vividly a lot of years ago. This is the guy that invented that. In fact, I invented it myself, but he invented it 100 years ago. It's a Nikola Tesla, and the thing's a Tesla ball. That's a little gadget we've got outside with. Very happy to oblige if anyone wants a shocking experience. Over the years, I got bigger ones. This one's 8 foot. In fact, the top part of those is in Cytec at the moment. And this is 11 foot. That's about as much as we can get out of a domestic power supply. It's a sort of an outdoor sport. This is indoors, just doesn't cut it really. Now, this is what changed high voltage for me. This is a Tesla coil, and it's got a rod across, a 6-foot rod, and the sparks would normally come out the end. Now, that's fine, but and interesting. Yes, sparks are great, but if you take a long exposure of that and rotate that rod, then the magic happens. And this is a 13-second exposure of all the sparks that happened in 13 seconds, and what was otherwise a sort of an okay photo becomes suddenly something very different. And if you climb up the top of that shipping container there, then you see this sort of thing. And this went viral. Alexa, the website counter, said it took for a very brief time, took 0.0016% of internet activity. This is pre-Facebook, I think. So. And this leads on to other high voltage, long exposure things. And this is car thief protection. You don't have to know anything about high voltage to realise that this is going to keep away thieves. In effect, this is a rotating rod. It doesn't look quite at that in real time. It's the sparks that go around and around and around and around and around. But if you summate it for the 22 seconds of this photo, then that's what you get. If anyone wants to try this, they're welcome. I've actually jazzed up my coil a little bit since this photo. You can do that, and yes, it does sting. And you can't find it like this for a while. Umbrellas protect against rain. We all know that, but they also protect against lightning. I don't know if you knew that. He's wearing my Doctor Electric hat, another little Tesla coil, just running some fluorescent tubes. So these little stunt type things. In a cage, if it's a Faraday cage, it's quite safe. My biggest Tesla coil, and it's got some nice sparks there, very loud and very confronting if you're actually in that cage. This is another photo that did very well. It's on 300 websites and lots of newspapers and things, and magazines and so on. This is me in a foil suit, so I can't be struck by. I'm not going to be hurt by lightning. None of this stuff. It's all quite safe. I'm not a thrill seeker. So this is sparks over. This is a 15-second exposure. I swung the arm around. My son was doing this, and my wife taking the photo, and all sorts of stuff. So it's a bit of a family affair. All that heat, of course, you need to take a dip. You can only do this at home, so if you want to do it at home, that's fine. Thanks, Bruce, for the photo. Now, this simple little device also changed my Tesla coiling. I just made a little colour filter. You can spin it, or you can run it with a motor or whatever. And you look the camera through it, and then some of the sparks are going to be different colours. Because sparks are just instantaneous things, so it'll just show nicely like that. And this one also, sort of a lot of places, it's me in a sort of a Christmas suit, and showing all the different colours that you can get. And I've got a rotating rod, it also goes up, and I'm pulling strings, and I'm sort of doing all sorts of things and running around. So that's a 3-minute exposure. And again, just showing the colours you can generate and so on. Now, I will try. You might recognise this character. All this sort of stuff has sort of gone viral in the media, really. So I've had 21 different TV shows now. As you can see, in 16 countries. So that's the magic of high voltage. I hope you enjoy it.